So let's start off with kind of some of the stuff we did last time, just to make sure you guys can do it. You may have this when you first start as a default, and it says letter size document, 8.5 by 11, right? And it might be set up correctly. Remember, don't change these numbers. It's not 8 by 11.5. Don't change them up, right? Right here, we usually default to CMYK. Raster effects, that's actually, if we export from Illustrator, which we can, like you can make a JPEG from here, you would want it to leave here at 300 pixels per inch. That's a standard high resolution image in Photoshop, right? Pixels per inch. If you click on print, it'll go to this size, but notice it'll say it's in points, right? We don't want points, we want inches. Cool? Create. All right. So let's get back into what we were doing last time, and we're gonna jump into a few other tools today, right? Just the basic stuff right now. Let's go to our layers. Try to follow along. And I know some of you guys are gonna say, I know how to do this. I understand, but just a little bit of practice. All right, so here's our layers. Let's name that first layer purple star. Cool. Guess what we're gonna draw on there, David? What are we gonna draw on the purple star layer? Huh? There, Matias has it. Yeah, blue circle. Now, purple star. Everybody there? Yeah? Okay. Now, let's go in here. Command minus, command plus, right? Command 0 is full screen for your document. Now, where's the star tool? Well, if we go back to the tools, to the shapes, right? We've got different stuff there. Obviously, there's a star tool. Remember, you got this little tear off right here. If you hold down your mouse and click right there, there's my tear off. Let's choose star. We got to choose a fill color of purple, right? Remember, we said it's like a pizza. You got your filling, your toppings. And if you double click it, you use this spectrum to choose your colors, and then actually click in here and choose one, just kind of like a nice purple. It's kind of hard to see up on screen. All right. Now, in this case, we are going to do a stroke color. Remember how I said down here, you have your crust, right? Or your outline color. You're going to double click on that one. And we're going to make it, try to find like a neon-y green, like that. As bright green as you can. Cool. All right. Everybody good? Yeah. Anyone need help? We got it? All right. So look at your toolbar. It should look like mine. Remember, when you click on this toolbar, that is the fill. It comes forward, and that's how you change them, right? A lot of people get confused at first because they don't realize how it works, but it's just front, back. Cool. All right. Let's draw our star right here in the upper top corner. Now, this is just kind of freestyle. Some of you guys might have a weird looking one. It just depends on the default that your Illustrator is in. Now, if you hold down Option and Shift, you get a perfect 5-pointed star, right? I don't know if you see that, if you do Option. Okay. If you don't do Option, where's the one, the other one? Oh, this one. If I don't do anything, notice how it's not a perfectly straight one. I don't know if you guys can see that if I zoom in. Look at holding on the Option. And some of you guys might have like a little weird thin one. Anyway, just make me a purple star somewhere up here. Oops. Right in this top corner. And then if you zoom in and you use your regular arrow, look at how this is kind of new in Illustrator the last couple of years, where you can manipulate them right inside of there. I don't know if you guys see these little things here, right? Kind of manipulates it. Just give me something that looks like a star. And then we got this one too, this little circle with a dot in it that if you move it out, it changes the what they call the radius. Cool? Cool, cool, cool. Let's just give me some star like that. Now, you can't really see it sometimes, but notice we gave it a bright green stroke, right? But we really can't see it unless you zoom in. Check it out. There it is, right? If I zoom in, Command plus. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Window, and you're gonna find one that's called Stroke. And that's a whole separate little tab. Everybody see it? And this is the crust or the edge or the outline. And you can actually increase it by clicking this little guy here. All right. Now, one thing I want you guys to notice, and this will be later on when you look at what we're doing in Illustrator, it's pretty interesting. The whole stroke thing is kind of weird because I call it like a highway, right? It's got two lanes, one on the inside and one on the outside. And as you increase the stroke, it kind of eats up the inside purple color. It's not really eating it up. It's just kind of squeezing it out, if you want to call it, right? You see how that does that? So you can create shapes that have a stroke, right? That is thicker. And somebody's going to ask me, well, how could I do it to where it doesn't go and make the inside thicker? What if I just want the stroke on the outside? Right? Did anybody have that question in their mind? No? Anyone? What do you think? One of the easiest things would be, check this out. You could, I went back, Command Z, remember Command Z, Zeta is backwards. Check it out. If I were to copy, everybody do this with me. Command what to copy? While you have your star selected. Anybody? Command C, right? As in copy. Everybody do that. Command C. Command C. Everybody got it? Now watch this. Remember how we have different arrangements of these things on one layer, right? Everything's flat like paper, like I told you. Now you're gonna do, everybody do this next step. Don't let go of anything. Command B as in back. Command B. It looks like nothing happened. Right? It looks like nothing happened when you did Command B, but you just pasted an exact copy right behind this one. And it's actually selected. You think the front one is, but it isn't. And I'll prove it to you. Now check this out. Go back to your stroke. And if you did it right, it's only going to do the outside. Why? Because it's really a copy that's behind it. All right. Remember what I said about it being like construction paper, right? So that's one way you could get around that. There's other ways, but that's the easiest, right? But then you say, well, then that means I have two objects. Yeah. Command Y. And you can see there are actually two objects. All right. Let me try that again. Did anybody miss this and not understand it? Yeah? All right, let me go over there. It's pretty critical because if you don't understand how that works, yeah, it's all right. It's because when you paste it back, you don't see it happen. But it's exactly so. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys are noticing when you click or double click, you get into this isolation mode. Get out of that right away because then that activates your sub layers, and that's gonna mess you all up. So if you ever see this kind of blue line or yellow line at the top and it says isolation mode, just click out of it, double click out of it onto the gray. So you just got one on right. Okay. So let's go to Window, Stroke. Right, there it is. And then if you also have that little window that's telling you all this Jan shape and stuff and it bothers you, you can tell it to hide the bar. Okay. So now click on that. Wait. I'll come around and help you guys. Okay, good. Stop. This. So if I tell you on the assignment, I want you to draw this shape with 8 points of stroke, what you're gonna do, right? Okay. So now Command C. Let go. Command B. Don't hold up the button. There you go. Now you have pasted a brand new one. Now don't click on it's okay. You click off then. So Command C, Command B. Now immediately you can go here and click on the B. And notice how this is See how only the back one is doing it? Because. Copy this one. Paste it. See who's falling asleep on me? Huh? Okay. So just be aware of that, and that's gonna come in handy later. I'll show you the whole pacing in front, pacing in back. Command F is pacing in front. You got it? Cool. Do you understand that? Awesome. David, you got it? Not really. It's okay. Huh? So. And C, do it. And C. Oh, C is a oh. Command C as in copy. Command B. Okay, so it looks like nothing happened, right? But watch this stroke. It's only going on the outside. And watch, I can even change it. Why? Because you put an exact copy. Right? And you could change it. Cool. All right? We'll do. Figure it out. Here. Remember. All right. Okay. So let's go back in time here. All right. I'm going to keep just one of them. Just keep one of them. Remember, select with your regular black arrow, right? A lot of people in the morning were using this one, the direct select. You don't want that yet. Okay, because if you use that one and you only drag over half, it only grabs half. Everybody try that. All right. You can even grab only 1 point with that direct select arrow. Look. I'm telling you, construction paper on steroids. Look at that. Pretty cool. All right. Okay. So let's go back to our regular arrow star. And I think I put 4-point stroke, right? And then let's do our pattern. Let's see if you guys can do a pattern. These, I'm going to have them touch at the little edges, the little tips. Let go of my keys. Command what for duplicate? Anyone? Huh? D, right? Remember we did this last class. Now I grab those and I drag down. I'm trying to fill a page with patterns, right, of my stars. Let's do that where they're almost touching. Let go of my mouse. Let go of my option and my shift. Hold down command, hit D. Right? So this is the assignment that you're going to have is you're going to do these patterns, right? See how good you are and how quick you can do them. And then see how these are sticking off over here on the edge a little bit? You guys see them? Right here? So quite simply, what I want you to do is make them fit. And you'll see that those will be in the instructions. All right. So how would I make these fit? Well, I would select all of them using my regular arrow, right? And then I can use my arrow keys on my keyboard and tap them over. Now, these are still sticking out a little bit here. Could I go to the corner and scale them a little bit? What do you guys think? Yeah, right? If I hold down my option and my shift, I can scale them down and make them fit nicely and evenly on this page, right? If you are a visual person, you should start looking at, oh, what about the edges of my document, right? Is my artwork pretty much centered? Do I have the same amount of negative empty space on top as I do on the bottom, right? If you have some sense of symmetry, right? You like things to be symmetrical and in order, right? Those are things you want to look at as a graphic designer or somebody even just learning Illustrator, right? If I have to use my arrow keys on my keyboard, right? Like I'm playing a video game and I'm tapping them in place. Everybody try that. And incidentally, everybody watch this. You go watching? If you're using your arrow keys, if you hold down the shift and you do your arrow keys, it moves in larger increments. Check it out. It moves faster. Okay? And you'll be using that later. You'll see. All right? If you don't use a shift when you're tapping with the arrow keys playing your video game, right? Then it's less. Cool? But that's what I want on the assignment that I'm going to give you guys later. Center your patterns. All right? Let me do that pattern one more time because I think some people are forgetting how to do it. Let me go back. Look, I'm holding down my Command Z. Look, it's like animated going back in time. Oh, sometimes it'll run out. Okay, let me go back. Remember, we just want one star. I showed you the paste back and all that stuff, but we just want one. Go to the top corner. Look at the size too that I'm trying to do on mine, right? And mine's a little bit stretched. Okay, so we click on our object. Now, be careful because you know how this star has a little circle and this other one, right? So kind of just click right there, somewhere on the corner on one of the little spikes. Okay. Regular arrow, not the white one. So right about here, click and hold and drag. Hold down that option until you get a copy showing up. And then if you want to hold down the shift, that'll keep it in line. I want the two little spikes to touch like that. Then let go of the mouse, let go of the option and the shift, immediately hold down Command and then hit D. All right. If you only get 5 in there, that's fine. Then you're going to select all those with your regular arrow. Again, you're going to do the same thing. Click right here, right about here at the edge of that. And while they're all selected, they're going to act as one. Start dragging down. Hold down that option. It's the same technique, the same everything. Find your spacing. Look at mine. Actually, I'm getting a cool negative space in between them, almost like a sitting down crab spider or something. Command D. Cool. And then once you have your pattern, grab all of them. Use your arrow keys if you have to and center them. Or if they stuck out a little bit, if they were too much, know how to scale by clicking all of them, Option Shift, and put that in place. Anyone need help? Someone need help? Yeah? Okay, I'm coming around. Let me pause this so it won't be such a... All right, so you should be able to kind of do this, right? If I tell you, draw me this shape, right? Put this stroke on it, make me a pattern, right? Okay. All right, so let's do a save, Command S. And like I said, once we get going and next week, I'm going to be bugging you guys to save it, not just to the cloud, if you happen to like the cloud. Some people don't like the cloud. I'll call this one Shapes 2, right? Oh, I already had a Shapes 2. I'm going to do Shapes 3. Sorry, that was the morning. Okay. Shapes 3. And like I said, if you wanted to save it, you can do a save as, and then save on your computer. Like I said, I'm doing the simple thing. I go to Documents, and I create a new folder, and I call it Illustrator Files or Stuff, right? Cool. Create, and then save. Notice how on the computer it'll say .ai. All right, that's just Adobe Illustrator, not artificial intelligence. Okay, you guys got that? Cool. Let me open up the file because I lost my my train of thought here. Oh, okay, I know what we're doing next. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right, so let's go to layers. Everybody there? And we're going to make a new layer. And we're going to call this black circles with orange stroke. All right. Now turn off your bottom layer. We don't want the bottom one. We want it to be blank. Ooh. Cool. Top layer. Black circles with orange stroke. Guess what we're going to draw in there? All right. So let's go to our colors now. Don't click right away because we're going to actually make it a specific size. That's what's cool about Illustrator. right? So black fill and orange stroke. Cool. Just like that. Everybody see it? Black fill, orange stroke. Did you get the black fill, David? The black fill. Cool. Now, we're going to go to our shape tools. Right? Remember, if you want, do this little tear off right there. Click, hold, and hold it down and click, right? Oh, why isn't it coming out? Do I already have it out? I think it is. Oh, here it is. I already had it out. All right, you ready? Now let's get the ellipse tool, but I'm going to tell you a specific size. Watch this. What's cool about Illustrator, you can set it up to millimeters, points. I personally like the metric system better, right? If any of you guys went to school out of the country, Mexico, Europe, they use the metric system for most anything. Anybody know that the English system here used to be the official measuring system? Does anybody know this? But if you go to the store right now and I tell you, go buy me a bottle of soda, what size do you guys know? Huh? 2 liter, right? Give me a 2 liter. You ever notice that? Right? Because this country can decide which measurements to use. All right. And they've been trying since I was in high school. Oh, let's switch to the metric. But it's just a mixed up mess. But it doesn't matter. All right. So the sucky part about using the English system is how many guys are good at fractions? Who are my math people here? Huh? Show of hands. I hate you. I hate you, math people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. All right. What is 1/4 of an inch in decimal? You guys think? Huh? 0.25, exactly, a quarter, right? 0.25, a quarter of a dollar, a quarter of an inch. So we can actually tell Illustrator by just clicking with one of the shape tools, any of the shape tools, an ellipse. How about 0.25? And then if you hit the tab on your keyboard, it goes through like this. Look, a lot of people are like this. Oh, let me click and hold it. No, that's grandma stuff. Tab. 0.25. Do that. 0.25 by 0.25. Click once. Look at that. Everybody got that? If yours doesn't say inches, 0.25 inch, that means you didn't set up your file right. Click once. See, you're in points. If you see PT, that means you've never set your file up right. They put it in inches. Yeah, it's pretty small. No, 0.25. Yes, it's small, and it's small for a reason. You guys get it? Yeah? Here we go. Now, Karen, you got it? Yes? You got it? Okay. Kian? All right. Now, you said okay, right? Bring that dot up to here, this circle. You might have to zoom in because that's the thing about Illustrator. It's like me telling you guys and drawing something on a piece of paper and taping it to the front door over there, right? And telling you guys trace over that drawing from here, from back in the back of the room. It's impossible, right? So don't forget, sometimes you're too far back to be able to grab this and drag it. So just zoom in or Command 0 and let's drag it up to this top corner. I want everybody to drag it up to that top corner. And I know mine looks a little bit egg-like because of the projector. Here, I'll fake that it's perfectly circular up there. Ah, dang it. So put it up in this top corner. Everybody got it there? Yeah? Yes? All right, select it. Guess what we're gonna do? Make a texture. Now give it a little bit of a, make a pattern, I mean, give it a little bit of space. Command D. You know you can hold it down, right? Hold down Command D and it'll do it. to infinity, right? All right, then I'm gonna grab all those, and you're gonna do it. Try to make it look even going up and down and sideways. I don't know if that makes sense, like an even pattern. And I know these seem very rudimentary, very like, okay, I get it, Noble. Some of you guys are still struggling, right, to do it that quick. And that's just practice. All right. Huh? Is it bothering you? Let me see. What do you mean? Yeah. It's a whole visual thing. You know when they put stuff on the internet, they just stare at it too long? Yeah, I know. Oh, and then yours, I think we don't have the settings for the stroke because they look thicker on yours. I'll show you right now. Okay. Now, the whole reason I'm making you guys do these dots is to prove a point. And you may say, all right, no, the patterns. I mean, you can't make them that fast yet. You need practice, right? But right now, when we turn the lights on, I want you to come look at this old Apple computer I have here. And you're going to notice something. It's got a pattern of dots for the events. Right? If we talk to the engineers who designed this, and they told us, hey, I need these patterns to be exactly 0.037 millimeters, because we're going to send it to our machines that drill the holes onto this aluminum. Right? And this is exactly how they did it. They're going to tell you the size. You can literally measure the size of this front of this computer, and we could design that pattern exactly for an engineer to have it manipulated and made in aluminum. All right. And right now I'm just showing you like this is kind of like the freestyle. You have trouble? It's okay. Yeah, it's tougher with smaller little things, right? It's like doing a little jewelry review. All right. So drag it to where you want the copy first. Good. Now option. Yeah, hold it down. Hold it down. Oh, there it is. There it goes. It's okay. Okay. Yeah, don't let this thing beat you guys. There's a computer and a program. Okay, then start over. You want to start. Yeah, you want to start with that. Zoom in a little bit. I think you're too far. There you go. Okay. You can't really grab it in something because it's too far. So right there is good. Click and hold and start dragging it. Don't do the keys. Just drag it to where you want the top. All right. Now hold on. There you go. Now hold on shift. And it'll line it up. First, give it a little bit more space. Right there. Let go of the mouse first. Always mouse first. Let go of everything. Command. There you go. Hold it down. Hold it down. Just hold it down. Okay. There you go. You got it. It's tricky. Keep going. Perfect. Oh, wow. Right on the table. Very good. Now zoom out. Now drag. Click and hold on. Anyone on? Click and hold and drag down. Start dragging down. Hold down option. Got it. I guarantee you guys by next week. And let me tell you, the exam at the end of the first 9 weeks, you're gonna have to make some pattern. I may make it a little bit trickier, right? But got it. Cool. What's this? Huh? Huh? What's this? You'll get it. You'll get it. There'll be time. If you get, some of you guys may be able to do it the rest of the class. Some of you guys may want to do it next week. I'll give you plenty of time. We're just starting off. All right, are we good? Everyone got it? Yeah? Kim? Mr. Burunda? We're good? All right. Okay, so next one let's hit save. New layer. And give me a second here. What did I name it? Sorry, I can't remember what I was doing. Okay, that was, I called that one in the morning, tiny vent circles. All right, all right. All right. Okay, I know what to do. All right. So, and then what's cool about this, everybody watching, you guys are still here, right? What's awesome is I can go in here and click and do a shift, hold down shift and click just random little circles. I don't know if you guys are trying this. And what's cool about that is, while those are selected, it's hard to tell up on the projector. I can come in and change the stroke on just the ones I selected. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll zoom in right now. Right? And I can start creating patterns. And then what if I do just those selected and I do an effect? Remember that pucker and bloat? My favorite. Guys, I've seen people use Illustrator. You know what they do this for? Like Kian was talking earlier about her uncle's awesome apartment. I know people that I've actually shown how to use Illustrator, and they do interior design. Anybody like interior design or interior architecture? You could make a whole career using Illustrator to create custom wallpaper designs. I see people do it all the time, and they charge a lot of money, right? So imagine being able to do this to a whole room. You create a design in Illustrator that's very simple or geometric, right? With nothing but Illustrator, and then you print it out on a big printer like we got in here, and you stick it on the wall, right? Museums need that. People with a lot of money in their fancy houses need that, right? I know some really rich car guys in Arizona, these old guys that have tons of money. Man, they pay thousands of dollars for people to print stuff out for them so they can hang it in their big garages that are bigger than this school. All right. You can try. Yeah. I'll just showing you that you can, right? I could select this. I'm just holding down shift to do random selections. You should be able to do this. I'm just holding down shift while I do random selections of other stuff. I could change the fill color of those, right? I just want to show you that you can do that. Now, again, like I tell you guys, imagine it's construction paper. You just can infinitely manipulate it, right? What I like about Illustrator is that it's, once you understand how it works, it's very easy to start creating stuff, you know? And then you just start doing stuff, and then it becomes something else, you know? And then Kian's gonna love it later when I show you at the end what you can do, and then throw it into Photoshop. Eee, so cool. You'll see. All right. Okay, so store and transform. I just want the tweak. Oh, it's feeling hot back here by the wall. Anyway, all right, so I messed with that. Okay. So let's hit save. Okay. So let's make a new layer, and let's call this one Pathfinder Practice. New layer. Turn off the other one. You have anything for you in a while? Do Command S. Just get in that habit. Command S. Oh, you say something? Huh? What? Command S, just Command S, we'll see, yeah. You might not see it do anything, but it does. When you have a bigger file and it's bigger memory, you'll see it do like a little progress bar. But these are very simple, small files. All right, Pathfinder practice, you ready? Gina's like, just show me the Photoshop. Oh, well, what? What? Pathfinder's the one where I showed you where you can cut shapes or add shapes. And then there's the blend tool too, but the pen is different. The pen tool is different. You'll see. All right, Pathfinder practice. Everybody come on here and do this. Okay, so what did I do on this one? Oh, yes, yes. So I need everybody to go to the type tool. It has a big T right there. You guys see it? Can't miss it. Now, if you've never used the type tool in Illustrator, it's really cool. And I'm going to show you why. There's no other program that can do some of the stuff here. Yeah, watch this. So the two ways of using the type tool, the basic two ways are, if you just click anywhere with a type tool, it's going to give you a little line of type. I don't know if you see, most of you guys that'll type this, lorem ipsum. It's actually Latin. It's a Latin phrase that's been used by graphic designers for a long time as a filler text. We used to call it dummy text, but that's kind of like not appropriate anymore to call anything dummy, I guess, right? We can't do that. So it's filler text, and it's in Latin. And I can't remember what it says, but it says something in Latin. Printers used to use it in the old days when printing presses were used, so that they could test all the letters if they would print right. Okay, so that's one way. A line of type. This is a line of type. Now, notice as soon as you click off and you select it with a regular arrow, it falls under all the rules of it being a shape, but it's not a shape. But watch this. Could I do the same thing? Yeah. Could I do this on purpose and mess people up? Oh, right? Command D. Just the same stuff we were doing, right? I'm not saying do that, but I'm just showing you. It falls under all the rules of Illustrator, right? So that's a line of type, okay? The other one is you get the type tool, click and hold and drag, and draw yourself a box. This is a text box. The same thing, same tool, but click and hold and drag. No, make a new one. Make it type. Click and hold and drag it. And it's going to automatically fill it with text. Good. Notice how the text box and the line of text are different, right? If I now go, what happened? Line of type, box of text, yes? And the box is used when you're kind of designing stuff that has like columns of text. I mean, very few people work at newspapers anymore, but there are some magazines and books, obviously, right? And as you adjust the box, the text kind of follows the shape, see? All right. And then the next good part is Command T. Command T will give you the character palette in Illustrator. Command T. This is our fonts. Okay? They call it character. Everybody calls it something different. Cool. Command T. Everybody got it? Command T. Do Command T, and you'll get this character palette. All right. Now, this is our default font. Most of you guys have used fonts, right? In PowerPoint, other Photoshop, Microsoft Word, right? And there are some built-in ones. Okay. Yes, we have Comic Sans. Don't use it. Not in here, not yet. You're not allowed to. How about Papyrus? Anybody know the whole controversy about Papyrus? Yeah. Oh, you've seen that, huh? With what's his name? Huh? Who showed it to you? I show that too. What's up? What's that? I can't tell. Papyrus and Comic Sans. Supposedly, graphic designers don't like them. I kind of don't like them, but I mean, I can make anything work pretty much. All right. Now, I don't know if it downloaded on yours because the morning class did, but type distant galaxy. Tell me if it's on there already. It might not because these are your separate ones. No? No, sorry, it's not on there. Distant galaxy. No, it's on that one. Yeah, it's 101. Okay, you guys don't have it, right? Okay, I was just wondering if it like installed it on the whole operating system or it's just your account. Okay, so let's go to the interwebs or internet. You guys do have both Safari and Chrome. I honestly, even though I'm a Mac person, I don't like Safari at all. Believe it or not, Teams and all that stuff, like where I put grades and stuff, it doesn't work well. So let's try to use Google Chrome. You should have Google Chrome. Let's go to the internet. If you don't have it at the bottom of the dock, that's okay. Just say not now if it's trying to log into your Google and make a new window, and we're going to search for free fonts. And we're going to go to the same one, free fonts. Go to the internet, free fonts. All right, free fonts. Cool. And that very first one, 1001 free fonts, click on that. Yeah, you ready? And type distant galaxy. It's a knockoff of, what do you guys think? We were talking about that earlier, yes. Distant galaxy. And there it is. Now, you see the download button. Click on download. And you'll see something happening. Download. All right. Now, some of you guys, your computers will take you right to the folder. Some you have to go to the downloads folder here. Wow. Oh, there you go. And then it might say that it's a .zip file. That means it's zip. Press, open it, and then look inside the folder. And don't get ahead of me. If you've done it before, if you download it and install it, that's fine. All right, let's do that. Yeah, this thing out. Now that you hold it. All right, and hold on there. Yeah. Hold on right there where the folder is open. Good. Awesome. Yeah. Hold on. What? Oh no, it's because you type right here. This window shows you all the fonts with that text. This is yeah. All right. Download it. Yes, and open that folder. Oh, you click it. Press double click that folder. Yeah, double click it. Okay, hold on right there. Which one is it? Which? So, oh, weird. Oh, it's because you're on another site. All right, just do that first one. It says TTF over there. Right there. Just do that. Oh, he's on the font. Oh, okay. You went to the wrong website. That's all right. That was fine. I can't remember which one they blocked last year. They blocked one of these free font sites. Okay. So if you downloaded them, now I already did it on this one. You go to your downloads folder. Also, you can click on your desktop, right? If you can't find it, and you go to your downloads. Here's Distant Galaxy. So this is what everybody should see. Yes, Matias, did you finally figure it out? Yeah. Okay. Now, anyone can do this. All right. There's the README text, right? It'll tell you the rules about the free font. But notice how these say .ttf. These are the actual variations of the font. There's one here that says sample JPEG. That's just a visual. If you want to click it, it'll show you something somebody created with it, right? Probably the person who put this font together. But technically, you can kind of hold down, click on the bottom one, hold down Shift, and then I clicked on the top TTF. Sometimes it'll say OTF. This means true type font or open type font. Okay, double click real quick or triple click, and that will launch them. Yeah, the picture will open again. Don't worry about that. but that will launch the font book. It should do that like this, right? And then it should tell you to install. Mine already did it like 10,000 times. So on yours, just hit install. All right. Now, if it looks like you didn't open all of them at once, then go back and you can do them individually like this. That's fine. All right. See, mine saying replace, but just get most of those installed. Those are just different variations. Some may be outlined and so forth. Okay. All right. I'll give you guys a few seconds. Huh? What happened? All right. So now, if we go back to Illustrator and we go to our character palette, you must click on the text. Let's get rid of the text box. Let's get rid. I just want the line of type. Yeah, you guys there? Click on your line of type. If you don't have one, if you deleted it, that's fine. Watch this. Go here to character and type, start typing distant galaxy, and you'll see that it's there. Then you just select it. You just select it. There it is, lorem ipsum. Everybody there? Anyone need help? No? All right. Lorem ipsum. Now, can I go in there and type something and change it up? Can I type Star Wars? Yeah. You ready? This is funny. You ready? No? Can I type it in Spanish? You watch this. This is from so long ago. You guys probably weren't born. No, not funny. The Star Wars. No. Sorry, I do that every year. All right. This actually happened a long time ago. Okay. All right. So you can see you can change stuff up, right? You can make it work for you. Huh? Is that funny? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. We sometimes make fun of our accents here on the border, right? Okay. It's just supposed to be funny. But anyway, you get the idea. And what you know what? That's part of being creative too, right? I mean, you do stuff. I'm sure you see all kinds of stickers and designs that have a play on words. And in this case, it might be, languages. That's fine. Right? We're not doing anything bad. All right. So you get the idea, right? You could write anything now in the Star Wars font. Okay. Now here's what I want you to type. Let's type the word Friday. And get rid of anything else. Just type Friday. It should be on a line of type. If you don't know what I mean, get your type tool, click once, that's a line of type, and type Friday. Cool? We don't want it in a text box, huh? You got it? All right. Now, number one rule of graphic design, and Ian can ask her uncle. At first, don't stretch type and don't stretch pictures to fit. If you had teachers in the past who let you do that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you do that. All right. That's the way I was taught, right? Especially, I came from the generation we started before computers, right at that cusp in the late 80s, early 90s, right? And then all of a sudden on a computer, we could start scaling stuff and stretching stuff. Now, I'm not saying you can't make something interesting looking with stretched fonts and stretched pictures, but if you're trying to start off and learn graphic design correctly, you don't want to stretch the stuff. No stretching fonts yet, and no stretching pictures. Can you imagine if your ID from school has your picture and it's all stretched and your face looks like a pencil, or the other way around, stretched too wide, right? That's not very professional, right? Now, can you do a cool t-shirt design or something that distorts stuff and makes it look weird? Sure. All right. So having said that, if I told you I want to scale up this Friday so it's bigger on this document, what would I do? Yeah, don't be grandma and go over here and click on this and go, oh, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We don't have time for that, guys. We're in a graphics program. You click on it, you hold down shift, and you scale it, and you let go of the mouse. All right? Okay. Now, some of you guys have the italics version. I see it like slanted. That's fine. Okay. Everybody there? Yeah. Now here's the cool part. This is what we call a live font, right? It's alive as opposed to dead. No, I'm not saying. It's a live font. Okay. Illustrator is one of the few programs. There's other vector programs that can do it, but Photoshop can't really do this. In a matter of seconds, I can convert this. So watch this. Do a copy right underneath. Option, drag, shift. Option, drag, shift. What's up, Michelle? Here. All right. Guys, if you're struggling a little bit, don't worry. I'm here to show you. Oh, there. Just say, hey, no, I don't see those things. Oh, yeah, it's all right, man. Go there, click there. Click on that corner. See how it wants you to scale it? Right there. Hold Option Shift. Option Shift. Good, you got it. Okay, everyone there? Yeah? Okay, here's the cool thing about Illustrator, no other program can do. There's a new vector program out called Affinity. It's pretty good, but it costs like 60 bucks a year. All right. So the bottom copy, I see some of you guys with more than one. That's fine. One of the copies, you ready? This is a good command. Shift, Command, O. Shift, Command, O. Should have made a copy though. Shift, Command, O. Try it. All right. Now, you may not have seen much happen, and it still, you tell me, no, it still looks like it's fine. But do Command Y, where it shows us the outline and the preview. Toggle Command Y. Do you see a difference? What happened? What you just did was you turned that live font by doing that command, what we call create outlines, into shapes. And all those little points that you see are totally editable. Sorry, a little stuttering there. All right. What do I mean by that? Watch this. Command Y. I'm going to toggle back. And what's cool about this is now this word, these letters, these characters fall under all the rules of Illustrator's graphics. I go to Object, Ungroup, they have to be selected, and the quick command is Shift Command G. If you look right here, Ungroup, see how it says Shift? That's the arrow, Command G, right? And now what I can do with this is I can separate them. Like if they're objects, like if I cut them out of paper, and a lot of people was like, yeah, big deal. Watch this. What if I am very good with type? We call these people typographers, right? Oh, there's a whole world that we call typographic design, right? Where you specialize in designing logos with typography, with different fonts. Now I can scale them. I'm using shift. I'm not stretching the letters. I am using the shift when I scale these. And notice how it's helping me. And those of you guys, how many guys don't like your food to touch on a plate? Oh, I knew it. I knew there's some of you guys in here. I used to be like that. I don't care anymore. But when I was a kid, my mashed potatoes could not touch my corn. Sorry. All right. I used to mix them up then later. Yeah, I know. That was my go-to at Luby's. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and corn. That was it. That's all I would eat. All right. David, Command Y. Yeah, there you go. Okay, look at what I just did. It's not fancy or anything, right? But I was able to move them around like if I had them here on my desk, right? And switch them around, right? And then I was able to play around with a negative space in there. Watch this. And I didn't do this with the morning class. What if, you guys ready? This is so cool. It just came to me right now. And now I'm getting negative spaces here. You see this? Like I see the white, right? That's the negative space. Can I still say that this says Friday? What do you guys think? Yeah, of course, right? But I was able to manipulate it very quickly. Could I add other graphical elements like a little bar right here to fill in that visual gap, right? Very simple stuff, right? Just by adding that, now the A and the Y aren't hanging around and floating in space. I call that floating in space. Look, you're like, these are visual things that you guys are going to learn here, right? That I'm going to show you. Okay, so say I add that. You don't have to do this part. I'm just going to show you. What if I go to the internet and I go, did I show this class of Ectesi, the butterflies? No, not this class, right? Check it out. There is tons of free vector images. Now, a lot of teachers get upset at me, even some of my professor friends at the colleges. Why are you showing them that right way? I'm showing you guys because I want you to know that you have options to not have to draw everything from scratch. I mean, you guys are already using Chat GPT and some of the AI stuff. It's okay. Now, it's different if you say, I did this, right? I didn't have any help, and you're lying to people or you're stealing other people's artwork, that kind of stuff. That's not cool, right? But if you can find stuff on the internet, right, that's free and has no copyright issues, and it saves you 2-3 hours, why wouldn't you do it? Right? I don't find one here. It has to say free. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you some options here. All right. Maybe one word? I don't know. And if not, I'll go to the internet. Oh, I see one here. Okay, you see this free one? You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you. I'm going to download this real quick. And if you download for Illustrator, you can use EPS file, PDF file, and .ai file. All right, you don't have to sign up to these. I just do a free download. Proceed with download. Now watch this. I didn't show the morning classes, but right now it came to my mind, and you'd be like, what? This is part of being creative, part of seeing things, part of saying, oh, what if I did this? Right? And the more that you learn, there's my EPS file. I'm going to open that with Illustrator. The more that you learn what you can do with these programs, the quicker you can design stuff, the quicker you can make stuff. I'm going to use this whole illustration. Check this out. Command Y. Somebody drew this and gave it away for free. That took some work, right? All those shapes in this illustration are totally editable. I could print this out the size of the wall over here by keying from top to bottom, and it would look sharp. Is it a different type of artwork compared to a photo? Of course. There's illustration, there's photography, there's different things. But I want this Death Star. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to ungroup. And there's my Death Star. I'm going to copy it. Guys, I just got that for free. I'm coming back to mine. You guys watching? Paste in front, Command F. It went over here. Oh, it didn't have the two shapes. Hold on. What's that? You could call it clip art. I mean, but the way I look at it is a designer, right? Somebody who's been doing this for a long time. Now I can save time, not only using, AI, but can I find something that I just need a part of it from? Or can I edit this thing I got for free and make it mine and change it up? There's some people that don't change anything, and they just put it and slap it onto Etsy and try to sell stuff. I mean, I can't tell you if that's right or wrong. I'm just trying to tell you guys that sometimes, and I'm sure you heard this in business, if you're trying to make a living, if you're trying to pay your electric bill, if you're trying to buy food for your family, time is money, right? If you're trying to buy the fancy apartment, right, that you want to live in, are you going to take 10 hours to do something or 1 hour? What do you guys think? Now, is it bad that I took this little Death Star looking thing? No. But I know some people say, oh, don't show them this. Why not? Look at this. It's the dot to my eye. What do you guys think? Yes? No? Cool. And watch this. that same little circle, I'm gonna hide it. Command 3 is the hide command. You guys are gonna be learning all these. I gave you guys a handout. Watch what I'm gonna do. Everybody watching? I'm gonna make a space for that circle. Watch this. Everybody watching? This is what's cool. I'll make this red. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna be showing you guys over and over. You see this circle? Right? You see it? Command C. I'm gonna keep it in memory. I'm gonna select the D and the circle, and I'm gonna use my Pathfinder. That's why we named this layer Pathfinder. Window. Pathfinder. This is what we call in typography nestling. Watch. Minus front. It chewed out that perfect circle into that D. Did you see that? Now I'm going to choose the F, paste in front. I brought that back, right? I copied it in memory. It's always in memory until I copy something else. Now I select the F and the circle, minus front. And then I bring back my Death Star. What do you guys think? Cool? Not cool? I'm starting to design a logo, a typographical logo. What do you guys think? Interesting? Watch this. You see the R? You see this part? We call this the descender. You guys are going to learn all this stuff about typography. If this is a shape, right? Look at this. Everybody watching? If this is a shape, that means I can come in here with Illustrator's direct select arrow. You guys watching? And select just these 2 points and use my arrow keys to become part of that. And then I just adjust it. I'm starting to design here right in front of you guys. We went from that, from a live font, to this in a few seconds. What do you guys think? Cool stuff? Yeah? Here's the last part you'll like. What if I grab all these guys and I go to my window and I go to gradient? We'll take a little break right now in about 5, okay? And then I got a little bit more and then that's it. And I'll let you guys work today the rest of the day. Here's my gradient. Check this out. Don't tell me you don't want to do this. Oh, sorry, I just wanted one color. Sorry. All right, let's switch it to gray. I'll add some colors. I didn't have a color loaded, that's why. Double click. I'll show you guys this. Let's get the black out of there. Do a little orange. I want it to look fiery. And I can move these swatches around. And then I can get the actual gradient tool on Illustrator and drag it all the way across. And they're totally all editable. All right. And then I go like this, copy, group, Command G. I showed you guys earlier, pasting back with a star, right? The purple star with a green thing. Pasting back. You guys watching? And I go to stroke. And I increase the stroke. That's the one behind it. Cool? Yeah? Interesting? And then here comes Kean's favorite part. You watching? Anybody that does any animation, After Effects, I'm going to tell you guys even right now, for a while, I did some side hustles back when I was in my 30s. With Illustrator, only Illustrator, I was designing graphics for video, for TV shows, right? If you're ever you been watching the Olympics? No one's watching the Olympics? No one cares about the Olympics in France? All right, any sporting event. Anybody into soccer, football, baseball? Yes, anyone? The next time you watch something, those graphics that show up that tell you the score and the time, or some graphics fly in when somebody comes and talks to you on a TV screen, right? Those can all be custom designed using Illustrator, exported as transparent PNGs, and then you just have to know the pixel dimensions of the video, and you can create personalized graphics for video, and then you can animate them. You can do whatever, but you can do them here. And if you know Illustrator, then you take them into Photoshop, which I'm about to do. Watch this. Copy. I'm going to copy it. You guys watching? Copy. I go to Photoshop. Didn't launch it. Hold on. Can't see it. Oh, sorry. Oh, it is here. I just couldn't see it. Oh, no, I'm not trying to mail stuff. Hold on. Oh, learn something right now. Option Command Escape is a true force quit in on a Mac. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yes, no. Option Command Escape. So it'll bring up a window. Whatever you quit that way, you'll lose whatever you. I was trying to nestle it right here. There we go. Okay, watch this. Right after this, we'll take a break. Okay. For this time. Normally our break is 3:05, but that's way too late. Is Lexi's asleep over there? Are you awake? Ava, is she awake? All right. Anybody do After Effects or video? Did I ask already here? Some of you guys? All right. So imagine if you know Illustrator, and I'm gonna make a new. I'm gonna go 300 pixels per inch. That's high res because I may want to print this onto a T-shirt. And let's make it a little bit bigger. Right now, it remembered the size of what I copied. So let's do 700. Hit tab. Let's do 300. Cool. Watch this. This is Photoshop now. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you. Paste as pixels. There it is. I just did this in Illustrator in a few seconds, right? And then I can use all the beautiful filters. These are just the built-in ones. What if I do a nice drop shadow? And I love Photoshop too. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty good at it too. I've been using it for years, mostly for photo editing. How about some embossing? How about chiseled? How about I increase that? My drop shadow. I mean, and then Photoshop has just so many filters built in. What do you guys think? Cool? Not cool? Very quick. You know Illustrator? You know how to outline fonts? You have a good eye with typography? You can make logos all day long for people. Okay? All right, let's take a break. Let me pause this and then we'll come back and finish up. And then I'll let you guys just work on your stuff or relax. Or I know it's been a long week. Let me resume recording, right? Oh wow, that actually turned out pretty cool though. Even though the little Death Star's not very detailed. Check it out. Looks pretty cool right there. All right, so we went from Illustrator to Photoshop. Let me close this up. Now I do need you guys to follow along on this next part because it is part of the assignment, and some of you guys are like, oh, I don't remember how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna put this one aside. Let's start up again with, you should have done this Friday thing like this. You should try to get one that's nice and clean, right? If you want, what I like to do in Illustrator is, just like if I'm drawing on paper, I'll put stuff on my parts on the sides if I don't want them in my document area. This is like your scratch paper area, the gray. It's okay to have stuff there. I always run into young people who are like, oh, I don't like that, and they delete it. Let me just tell you, sometimes as you're saving stuff, you're like, oh, I undid or I threw away this thing that I did. I could have used it, like parts. Yeah. Everyone know what I'm talking about? I'm not lying to you. I have files that are probably 20 years old. Files, yes, Adobe Illustrator files that I think about, and I was like, oh, I know I did this one time, and I go and I look and I find it and I open it and I take that part out and I bring it in and I use it again. All right. Okay. I know that seems weird, but it's the truth. All right. So let's start here. This will be the last part of it. So let's get our type tool and make sure it's a live font first. So I'm going to type Friday. If you want to use another font, it does have to be a thick font or what we call a display font, right? So I'm going to type Friday again. Scale it up. This is a live font. Just to give you an example, what's the font that people used to use in memes when you actually made just like static memes? Anybody remember? That font impact? No? You guys remember the original memes with just text? Impact, that's a display font, right? If you want to do this, whatever you want to do, you can use the Star Wars one or impact, it doesn't matter. That should be a built-in one. Everybody doing this? Oh, it's our 15 minutes. Perfect timing. All right, you ready? So we're gonna do the same thing. Make a copy, Shift Command O. We're gonna outline that font. Make sure you actually did it because it's something that I'm gonna show you. Okay? How do we know? How do we know I outlined it? Command Y, look at it. Are they points like this when I select it? Is it a line of text like this? Right? And if you need help, let me know. Watch this. Remember, toggle back out of Command Y. Now, here's the interesting thing about outlining the font and not outlining the font. This one that's above it, you can see that it selects different, right? It's just got a line of type. On a live font, I can highlight only one character or one letter, and I can go to my character palette because I have not outlined it, and I can change it. And it can be another font within one line of type. It doesn't matter. You see what I'm doing? Yeah? Because it's a live font. Each one of these can be changed. Right? Look at that. Can I download another font and use some other font? Of course. All right. But you can only do this on a live font. If you try and do it to the outline one, all that information has been taken away because we converted these to objects, right? To shapes. I can't do that. If I try to do this, and if I save this file and I leave and I open it at home, it's going to stay this way, right? This one's going to be live. This one's going to be outlined. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Now on your outlined one, I'm going to get rid of everything here. On your outlined one, and you can check Command Y, the one that's all the points, I want you to draw a bar with the rectangle tool that touches all the bottoms of the letters like this. This is what we call a baseline in design, right? It gives type a visual sense of it's like laying on top of something, right? It grounds it, okay? Without it, it's just kind of floating. And I want it to be overlapping. Command Y, so you can see that it overlaps. It's gotta overlap or touch it a little bit. See how it's overlapping the letters, right? It can be thicker. It can be like this. That's fine. Command Y. You guys see it? So it's touching all the letters. Yes? Anyone? You got it? Yeah, but it's got to be solid. Or are you in outline or preview? Command Y. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's fine. Just as long as it's touching the bottoms of all the letters. Everybody got it? Now, select all the letters and that baseline, that bar, and go to Pathfinder. If you don't know where Pathfinder is, go to Window, Pathfinder. Sometimes it's there and you can't see it, like me. Ah, selected it wrong. Oh, yeah. It's because I can't see it here. Okay. And you're going to click, while it's selected, while all the letters are selected and the bar, you're going to click Unite. And if you have an outline font, it should work. If you don't have an outline font. Yeah, you got it. Okay. Everybody there? Yeah. So if you do the Command Y, the outline view, you should see that now it is all one shape. Yes? Yes or no? Yes? All right, now let's go back to the internet and see if anybody does this today. And let's go to the internet and let's look up beautiful sunset. How many of you guys love taking pictures of sunsets and sunrises? Oh man, we got some nice ones here in El Paso, right? Maybe this will make you go look outside today when the sun sets. If you're west side, you get even nicer ones. I'm right here in Central, so I get part of the mountain. All right, now let's go to images. Remember what I said, as we do these searches, do not click on stuff you shouldn't if something comes out, right? Tools, I like to click on tools. Now, a lot of people just download the first thing they like, right? We're going to learn a little bit about this too. Can we get images from the internet just to practice with? Of course. But look, if you never click on tools, did you know that if you click on tools and you ask it by size, large, you're going to get the largest file size possible, right? There are some websites where you can download really nice stuff, right? Just pick one. Hopefully you can download it. If you can't download it, then take a screenshot. But remember, these are the thumbnails. Sometimes you have to go to the website itself. Kind of like this one, licensable, Flickr. If it's Pinterest, it's probably blocked by EPISDIT. Your friends at EPISDIT. Yeah. I kind of like this one. Let's see, rough guides. Okay, so if you click here, oh yeah, that's a large one. Ooh, it's the background. It's not gonna let me. Okay. Photography. Adobe stock. All right, I'm gonna do this one. Save image as. I know that's just the thumbnail, but that's fine. Okay. It doesn't matter if it's low res or high res. I right clicked. Oh, also by the way, I'm gonna name that Sunset 2. Right? Know where you saved it. Don't be that person that I don't know where I saved it. It happens. Also, if you have not, go up to the Apple system settings. If you don't have a right click, I don't know if I covered this with this class. Go to system settings on Apple. Why is it not popping up? Huh. And under mouse, under system settings, you can make the right click on these mice because they're kind of old. Huh, I don't know why it's not showing up. Oh, maybe it's on the other part of the screen. All right. Anyway, oh, there it is. Right here. If you have not done this, this is really important. You go down to mouse. It was just really slow. And then you go to Mighty Mouse settings. I think I helped some of you guys out. And if this says primary, that means your secondary or right click is not set up. So go right there and hit secondary. Okay. If you have not done that, you need to do that or else you don't have a right click. Otherwise, you have to use, I think, control or command on the keyboard with your mouse. All right. So everybody got their sunset? Yes? Now, I need to ask you guys a question. Does it look like I know what I'm doing? Good. Please don't be that person. And I know some people do it. They find an image, everybody watching, and they drag it from the internet into their file. Don't do that. Download the file so it actually exists on your computer. Because as we go forward in Illustrator, if you go and open it on another computer and you don't have that picture, have you ever done a PowerPoint and you placed images and then you go and you open the PowerPoint and it says, hey, these images are missing? That's what we call links, right? We need those images. You need to copy them onto a computer. Yes, while you're working on it, you're seeing it. Oh, it's there in front of me. It's working. But you need to save the files correctly and you need to place them correctly. Everybody watching? Next step. Shift Command P. Shift Command P. That is the correct professional way to place a file in Illustrator. I know some of you guys, I'm just going to drag and drop it. Fine. I'll show you guys later why that's not professional. All right. And that's what I'm trying to do here too, show you guys the right way. Right. There's my sunset, Shift Command P, right? It gives me a command. It exists for a reason. Now, if you ever have a file that's not showing up or not letting you, notice how it says all readable documents or all documents here at the bottom. I like to use all documents. That way it'll let me place whatever I want. Because sometimes some of these images have like copyright stuff that won't let you do that. I hit place. Now, notice how it gets loaded onto this kind of cursor. You guys see it? It's like previewing, right? If I just click, it might be a certain size. You might have a ginormous file. This one didn't do that because it's just a tiny little 80 kilobyte thumbnail. But if this is what I really want you to do. Click and drag so that the image is a little bit wider than the word Friday that we made. Let me do that again. Shift Command P, it's holding it in place, right? You'll see it. Oops, not two at a time. And actually you can do multiple placing of images. Watch this. I click over here, start dragging, no shift or anything, just drag, and make sure it's wider than the Friday, like that. And it's gonna cover it, that's fine. Cool, everybody got that? No one? Yes? I'll come help you if you didn't. So this could be your photo. We just kind of stole one from the internet temporarily, right? Now, remember when I said each layer is like all these things are made out of paper, right? So the picture's in front of the Friday. How do I get the picture behind the Friday if they're on the same layer? What do you guys think? I showed you guys over here last time. There's a Shift Command bracket, right or left, or object, arrange, bring to front, or send to back. If I have the photo selected, I want to send it to the back, right? Remember, imagine they're here on our table on our desk and the photo's on top of our Friday. So Shift Command bracket left, that's the keys next to the P. And you can toggle back and forth. Shift Command bracket right brings the picture to the front. Shift Command bracket left sends the picture to the back. I could select the Friday and send it to the back. Shift Command bracket left. See? Something has to be in front and something has to be in back. But I want this. Everybody do that? And look for the hot spot of the sun and kind of put it somewhere nice. I'm putting it right there. Now, this is like masking in Photoshop. Watch this. And it's actually called the clipping mask. Illustrator is very good at this. You ready? Click and hold with your regular direct select arrow, this guy, the regular arrow, and drag over both the Friday and the picture. Select both like this. Got it? Command 7. Yeah. It work? Or we have it. Shift command bracket back. Shift. Right now, only the Friday. Did it work? This is your first clipping mask. Oh. Okay. What do you think? It's basically a stencil. It didn't work over there. You'll see. All right. Now, it's very important that it's all one shape. Now here, you can place it. Okay, Shift Command P. I'm coming around. I'm coming around. That's the correct way to place in Illustrator. Okay. Do it again. Oh. Try it again. Now, select it, but don't click right. Okay, go up here. See how it's waiting? Click right. Click and hold it right. And you make it the same. That's right, you can scale it right there. You can go. Remember, use your shift. Go to corner. This one. Why not this one? But don't step. Always hold it shift. Notice that we want to stretch it. There, we got it. send that thing. There you got it, you got it. Okay. Good. Got it. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh, I know what it is. I already know. It's not. It doesn't, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that. It sees it as separate. Well, it's because it's separate from the vector. There's another way. Cool. Okay. So we're gonna wrap this up. It's been a long day. I'll post the assignment. You guys can work on it. You guys, I just don't fall asleep. I'm gonna turn the lights on too after this. Okay. So this is what we call in the biz a clipping mask. So you could do something like this, right? today when you go home, if you remember, if you're not dead tired and asleep already, go outside and take a nice picture of the sunset, right? If you happen to have a chance, right? And then you can bring it in and do something later with it. Okay. And then that way you're not stealing anything from the internet. It's yours. No, nobody left. All right. Okay. So the cool thing about a clipping mask in Illustrator is it's highly editable, just like in Photoshop, but in a different way. One of the things you can do right away is go up to Effect, Stylize. There's a drop shadow, very easy function like that, and you can do that right away. You could literally do this, right? And hopefully by the end of the semester or sooner, we might have our material so that we can do a heat press iron-on a t-shirt, right? So you could design a t-shirt with this, right? And just print it out here. It cuts it for us. We put it on a shirt, heat press it on, you got a t-shirt, right? Just think of those things that you can create and do, right? It doesn't have to be some 10-hour Photoshop Illustrator thing that took forever to do. It can be very simple things, right? And then not only just for you, could you sell something, right? Could you make this say El Paso? Could you make it say Chicago? Could you make it do whatever? You see what I'm talking about, right? Clipping mask, very easy design. Okay, everybody got that? Pretty cool. Now, what's awesome is you can come in here with a direct select arrow, and I can say grab the top of this Y and drag that up. Because guess what? The image is there. It's not manipulating. It's not cutting away. It's not deleting. It's just kind of masking it like a stencil, right? Say you do some spray paint art and you cut some paper and you cut a shape and you spray paint. This is exactly what it is, just in the digital form. All right. I could grab this whole top half of the D and use my arrow keys and make the D tall, right? I could do something wacky and stretch this over, right? It is just a mask, right? A stencil. And watch this, with the direct select arrow, the white one, if I click right on the picture, if I hover over it, you see the picture still there? And if I click on the picture, I can use my arrow keys and move the picture around within the clipping mask. Cool? Totally editable. All right? And you can release them as well if you don't like what you did. All right? And the last part, any picture you place, and this is going to be part of your assignment, look at the sunset. You guys watching the sunset? Yeah? I can draw any shape, and I'm going to do some circles. Watch this. You guys watching? Just solid circles. This is going to be on your assignment. And I'll post this video later today. So if I draw a circle, I know it looks more like an egg up there because it stretches. You guys watching? Watch this. Everybody watch? What if I just option drag and create another one and scale this one? I'm gonna make a stylized cloud clipping mask. And just so you guys can see, they're just different circles, but they all came from the same one. You guys watching? You see them? Can you guys draw some circles and overlap them? Oh, of course you can. You watching? What if I select all those? And I use a Pathfinder and unite them and make them one shape. And then I take them and I put them on top of any photo and do a Command 7. Now I have a cloud shape, if you want to call it that, right? It's stylized. It's not realistic, right? And then I'm going to delete that one. What's stopping me from putting a background color? Can you guys draw a rectangle? What do you guys think? Anyone? I know it's the end of the day. Yeah, of course you can. Watch this. What if I do this? Give it a nice blue color. You watching? Sky blue. Draw a rectangle, the size of the document. Send it to the back. Shift Command bracket left. Use some nice fonts. Right? And I see a lot of this minimalist stuff on Etsy and stuff, and people sell it like hotcakes. But if I scale those, I mean, I know this is cheesy, but I'm just showing you, you can start putting stuff together, right? Those of you guys who love to draw and sketch, that's the best way to design something. You sketch something up, right? You sketch something up. Oh, I messed up. And then you just start just going with it. Let's see what happens here. It looks lame. All right. Okay. And then for your assignment, I told you guys, you'll see it right now. The last one, you're going to do something with your favorite animal. Okay. You guys watching? Mine happens to be the blue whale. Anybody know why? Because it's the largest animal ever to exist, even bigger than any of the dinosaurs. And I was lucky enough, and I'll show it to you right now. Years ago, I went to New York City. If you ever get to go to the Natural History Museum. And they have a full-size replica or model. You know, they can grow up to 100 feet long. And they have one hanging in the museum. It's like amazing. Check it out. Anybody here been in New York City? Anyone? You need to go at least once in your life. Check it out. It is very smelly in the summer. Don't go in the summer. It was stinky. It was hot. Huh? It's smelly all the time. Yeah. There's just too many. There's too many people there. But check this out. You need to go see this at least once in your life. Oh, what the heck happened? Oh. Look at that. It's over 100 feet long. Huh? I mean, I'm just telling you a fact. If you look it up, the blue whale is still a living animal, bigger than any dinosaur that's ever been found in the fossil record, bigger than brontosaurus, bigger than any of the reptilian water ones. I'm just telling you what I know. All right. But it's big. A blue whale is ginormous. They can grow up to 100 feet long. All right. And the weight, I'm sure too. I'm just trying to give you some little deets. All right. And if you ever go, you got to go see it. So I did one in the morning with the students, with the morning class. And I said on the last one, you guys are going to do this on yours. You're going to find your favorite animal. You're going to find a nice picture on the internet. Ooh, did I not save it here? Oh, no, I didn't save it. Thought I did. Huh. No, I did. Thought I did. Oh, there it is. So check it out. It's not a super design or anything. I'm just trying to show you. And I did clipping masks with the circles, and then I put this blue whale image I found on the internet, which is a transparent PNG. That means it has no background, right? And then I just did like a quick little layout. It's nothing fancy, but notice how I put it several times, and I use those same shapes of the circles. You guys watching? And you can do this to images and then even separate them, right? Command 7. And that's just a clipping mask. You could deconstruct it and reconstruct it using that technique, you know, the image of the whale. You see what I'm doing? See how they overlap? All right. And then there's the whole thing. And then I put, did you know that the blue whale is the largest animal that's ever lived on Earth? All right. I'm not saying that this is a great design. And I use Comic Sans on purpose right here on the blue. All right. So let me post the assignment. Try to follow the directions. Okay. Everybody good? Let me stop this recording.